morning, folks. Happy Wednesday to you. Hope you slept well. Hope you rose bright and early, feeling good, looking good, ready to tackle the day. I certainly am, and I hope you are too. Today, I was thinking we might try something a little bit different. We mix our Wednesdays up a little bit, a little bit different format here and there. I want to try something a little bit different today. So let's go ahead and get the text up on screen. I think this should be a fun one, y'all. I want to hear what your favorite book is and why. Let's talk about that. We're gonna cover some books that we love today. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Because in the past we've talked about like books that people like for a certain reason, or we've gone over their opening lines or their covers. But I think there's something different when you talk about why you like a book, like just from a reader's perspective, just from enjoyment, entertainment. So that's what we're gonna try. I got a couple lined up here. Y'all often asked me what my favorite books are, so I finally pulled up a little list. We'll go through that, but I want to hear what yours are too, and why specifically. The why is a big one for me because kind of just want to, see if we can't talk about the books we like, and we might grow our own to be read lists in the process. Could be fun. Mooseman, Dungeon, Crawler, Carl, with a period after every word. Very appropriate, my friend. But now, I need the why, Mooseman. I could tell you why I like DCC, but I want to hear why you like it. Sung Moon, welcome in, my friend. How you doing? Sung Moon, I don't know if you saw, but the video app channel Hot Ones just released a video with Botas and Checo. I want to watch it. I'm excited. FRXZ, you said the beginning after the end. That's your favorite book? All right, and why? I need to know the why. I want to explore that, Nicholas, you said, what job did I do before I became a full-time author? Before I was a full-time author, I was a ghostwriter. And before that, I did freelance writing for anybody that needed any sort of writing, business copy, sales copy, etc. And before that, I was a communications coordinator for the Florida Attractions Association. Ranger over on Video App, what's up, my guy? Welcome in. What's your favorite book and why? That's the big part. James, who did I ghostwrite for? Various publishers. Basically anybody that needed a fiction book written to market. But I can't obviously say their names because I was under non-disclosure agreements. All right, guys, don't just tell me your favorite book, though. I want the why. The why is going to be a big one for me because I want to explore that a little bit. Cooch, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. That is not English, but do let me know how to pronounce it. You said roadside picnic because it's cool. Hey, fair enough. Fair enough. We'll accept that. FRXZ, you had said, where was it? The beginning after the end. You said it's a reincarnation book where the main character's purpose is to achieve redemption. Okay, so is that why you like it, or is that your summary of it? Sterling, what's up, my guy? Welcome in. Affinator, you said The Hobbit because it's cozy. It is cozy, isn't it? Tolkien could do cozy really well. There's something to be said for that. There really is. All right, so keep telling me why, guys. I will scroll through in chat and go over those. Specifically, hey, thank you to Phantom over on Video App who said Rise to Glory because I just love the way it's written. Well, thank you, my man. For those that don't know, Rise to Glory is my book. So that's pretty cool. I appreciate you saying that, Phantom. Rock on, man. Thank you. So while we do that, I want to go through my first favorite book of the day. So let me pop over here, and we got to start with a classic. This is one of my favorites, and it's just kind of a two-parter. We're starting it off a little different. I think Aragon just does such a good job of capturing that sense of like adventure right off the bat. It's kind of at this point become a quintessential fantasy starter, in my opinion. Like if someone doesn't know if they like fantasy, they should start with a book like this. And I think it's just really good. Does a good job of capturing that sense of a big world, a lot of adventure ahead, and like jumping into it. That being said, I wanted to two-part this because I think there's a follow-up on this that if you liked Aragon, you should definitely try the title's a bit blocked, but Ascendant, Songs of Chaos Book 1 by Michael R. Miller. Yeah, I'm a bit biased. He's a good buddy of mine. That being said, a long time ago, I read Aragon and loved it. Just great fantasy starter. I hadn't really read much like Dragon Rider coming of age fiction since then until this one, and this just really brought the whole genre right back for me. So I think for those reasons, that's why those are one of my favorite books. But I want to hear yours as well. So let me catch up on chat here. Jody on Video App, you said the story of the three body problem is so good. It gets you curious. It's easy to understand, and I mean everything about it is so good. My wife has read it, and I've heard the same thing from her. So rock on. Three body problem. It's translated, right? It was Chinese originally. Very popular book. Good series as well. Apple TV, maybe? I'm not sure. But all right, rock on. No Name Sentinel, you said, is that dragon blind? Yes. Hold on, let me pop over. It is a plot point that the dragon is blind in the book. Slendy, welcome in, my guy. Good to see ya. Slendy, I'm sure you've answered this before, but tell me your favorite book and why. We're going to go over it today on stream. Username Gun, I do not know too much manga, but go ahead, you can still tell me your favorite book or story in that and why. Grief, you said Game of Thrones because it's genuinely peak fiction. It is pretty good, man. It's some good storytelling, huh? Hey, and Moose Man, you got me the follow-up. You said Dungeon Crawler Carl. I asked why. You said it has this shallow facade of an immature comedy, but catches you off guard with deep characters. Now, okay, this is perfect, y'all. This is exactly why I wanted to do this format today. Because, Moose Man, I fully agree. DCC feels so... Dungeon Crawler Carl, let's not use acronyms. Feels so silly, goofy, fun, and lighthearted up front. But there's this deep seriousness and darkness beneath it. And it really sneaks up on you after the fun gets you there, right? And that's kind of part of why I wanted to hear the why on why you like your books. Because, little known fact, Matt Dinniman is more of a horror author than he is comedy. He just blew up with Dungeon Crawler Carl, but you can tell the guy's heart lives in horror. And you can see Dungeon Crawler Carl is a wonderful merging of comedy with this underlying kind of boiling over sense of horror that's there in the background. It's awesome. I love that. So rock on, Moose Man. I fully agree with that. Let's see what else we got here. Jody corrects me that Three Body Problem is a Netflix show, not Apple TV. Whoops. Sung Moon, you said your favorite book is They Both Die at the End because the plot is great and the premise is sad, but it still manages to be cozy. Now, that's interesting. I haven't read that one, but I'm very intrigued on how it could be sad but cozy. I guess I could see that. Yeah, interesting. Very cool, my guy. Y'all, if I miss yours, please say it again, because I do want to get to it. Author Wilton Burke, you said you also liked Three Body Problem. Rock on. Nicole said Book of the New Sun, because I've never read anything like it before. What is Book of the New Sun? I've not heard of that one. Tell me a little bit about it. Dalton Kyle Freeman, you said A Storm of Swords by George R. R. Martin. Is that book 3? I think. Let me look it up. I've read all those as well. They are very good. Which one is it though? The third. It is the third. All right, rock on. Sick. Yeah, number 3. Yeah, no. And what was your reason for it? You said. Because it's peak fantasy. You are the second person to say George R. R. Martin gets your favorite book pick because it's genuinely great fantasy or peak fantasy. So perhaps we just wrap that up into good storytelling. My guy can weave a good yarn, spin a good yarn. All right, I will grab my next one that I want to go over with y'all. We just did, my first one that I said was Aragon, with the caveat of, it's great starter fantasy, and if you enjoy it, you should springboard into Ascendant, Songs of Chaos Book 1 by Michael R. Miller. Very similar vibe, but I think it's a nice logical next step in that genre. But My next one. We're starting strong with the classic fantasy. Y'all read this? If not, if you haven't and you want to go back to simpler, earlier days of fantasy, the Dragonlance Chronicles, Book 1, Dragons of Autumn Twilight, classic D&D fantasy. I'm pretty sure it's based on a D&D campaign. I'm sure I've heard that at one point. You'll fully hear it when you read it. I think there's something to be said for like starter fantasy books, and I think this qualifies. It just kind of sets the tone and the mood for fantasy. And for those reasons, it's one of my favorites. Plus, the characters are very good. There's some characters I still remember avidly to this day. All right, but let me see what else y'all are saying. Jody, you said, can I get some marketing insight for books? I think I can try to answer. Ask me any more specific questions you have, but I'll give you a quick one. It doesn't make sense to market just one book. You want to market once you have multiple books out in the series, so that you market book 1, and if someone likes it, they buy book 1, and they enjoy the read, they'll buy book 2 and then book 3. So your ad, in fact, sold 3 books instead of 1. That's an easy way to make the economics of it work better. 11 sent Evil to Heaven on Video App said Anarchist Cookbook by Will Powell. And why? Tell me why, my friend. Casper, you said Harry Potter, but I need the why. Tell me why. What really gets you into it? Ooh, here's an interesting one. Axe Swing, you said All Quiet on the Western Front by because you adore the details of a young soldier's mind. Interesting. It's been a while since I've read that one, but I do remember it resonating. It was a short read, too. Maybe I'm due for a reread on it. It's also very sad, right? It's such a sad book. Nicole, you answered my question. Book of the New Sun, I asked you what it was. You said in, oh boy, I got to put a comma there, 100,000 years, a torturer goes on a quest to become a god and reboot the sun. Reboot the sun? How interesting. Interesting. Reach for Life said, hello, what's the best beginner book I can read? Here, I'll give you I had mentioned this earlier as starter fantasy. I'm biased for fantasy. So if you want to like really kind of dip your toes in, try out Dragonlance right here. Screenshot that if you want to. Or the classic Aragon. It's just a good place to start. Oh, we got an answer here. Casper, let me know if I'm saying that right. You said Harry Potter because you love the world and the cozy vibes. Very nostalgic with childhood. That's a powerful thing, isn't it? A book that you read as a kid that stuck with you then but still stays with you later in life. It's a shame about the author these days, but the story holds up, right? It is pretty cozy, isn't it? Especially the earlier books. It's a really interesting thing that series did, how it kind of grew up with its audience. That's super unique. I've never seen anything like that before or since. Evil Bisexual says, I want to tell you, but I haven't finished reading it yet, so I don't want to spoil it. All right, no worries, no worries. You can give me your second favorite book, and why. Michael, you asked, is that Credit Shaw in the background? No, the background is the back cover copy for one of my books, Wriggly Little Hands. The cover continues across, and then there's this, like, the Dark Lord's Tower back there. Ooh, okay. Swamp Penator said Neuromancer by William Gibson is a super cool representation of the cyberpunk genre. Nice. I like getting a cyberpunk reference in here. I think I've heard of Neuromancer before. It's such a cool title, right? Got any more specifics for me? Cool representation of the cyberpunk genre, but dig a little deeper. I want to hear a little more insight on it. 11 on Video App says Anarchist Cookbook is their favorite because it taught you things you would never have learned if you hadn't read it. Okay, fair. You said, but JK, honestly, I don't read, and that was honestly one of the first books I've read. Hey, that's rock. That works. That works. Oh, and you said call you 03. All right, 03 it is. The first book you read's relevant, man. That sticks with you big time. Rock and roll, dude. Hey, Tuddy shouting out Siddhartha. Now, Siddhartha, there's a classic. Tuddy, you know what? You triggered a memory of mine. Siddhartha was one of the first school-assigned books that I actually like really resonated with and read multiple times. But why was it your favorite? TW? You said Lord of the Rings because it's just so D&D vibes and awesome world building. The world building second to none. You just win if you say Lord of the Rings and world building. It's just the correct answer always. Rock on, TW. I'm right there with you, man. Like I said, y'all, if I miss yours, please say it again. I apologize. I ramble a bit, but I'm trying to get them all. Ghost, you said A Land Remembered by Patrick T. Smith, but why? I want to know why. Thank you for the follows, by the way, folks. I want to give you another one of mine now, so let's go here. And we did Aragon, we did Ascendant, we talked about Dragonlance. Now let's talk about the last of my entries in the classic starter fantasy. I know the cover's old, doesn't look that great, it's a product of its time, but if you want starter fantasy, my last one that I'll recommend to you is Magician Apprentice by Raymond E. Feist, and its sequel, Magician Master. Again, just classic fantasy. Honestly, this is kind of my route of like, I started reading here, kind of got a little bit more up into this, and then a little more mature with this. These three books together, I feel like, are just such a good introduction to fantasy. Raymond E. Feist just a little more adult and mature, but still capturing that like fantasy magic that's just like, I don't know, just adventure vibes, like adventure fiction, I guess. I don't know. I think it's awesome. All right, let's see what y'all are saying. Maximus, you said The Kid That Only Hit Home Runs was your first book. And why? Why is it your favorite? Because it's your first? Let's see. Crimson Tide said Of Mice and Men. It changed the way you look at love and sacrifice. Plus, it made you cry. Dang, that's a powerful review, my guy. Changed the way you look at love and sacrifice. Whew. I don't know if we've had a stronger recommendation for a book, a stronger reason for why than that. Let's see. Samuel Albright said the entire Cirque du Freak series. Hey, yeah, I read one of those. Those were fun books. But why, Samuel? Let me know. Why? Why is it your favorite? Hey, Tuddy, you said you never read Siddhartha in school, but you found it recently at 23 years old. That's interesting. How did you come across it? That's not really a book that you tend to just pick up at a Barnes & Noble, I feel like. Sergar said The Beehive by C.J. Sela. A masterpiece in reflecting Madrid's post-Civil War society. Whew! Got some heavy books. Siddhartha, and then that. Y'all coming in with the literary picks here. I respect it. I respect it. I'm a popcorn fantasy reader. I'm all about the fun, easy breezy books. But rock on for pulling the literary classics up in here. Other name wasn't available. Welcome in, my friend. Good to see you. You said His Majesty's Dragon has to be up there for you. The entire series just captivated you. It's a good reason. Rock on. Maximus over on Video App says my favorite, my friend gave me on my birthday. It's no longer here. Oh, they're no longer here, but you still have the book. Oh, and that's the one you said earlier, The Kid That Only Hit Home Runs. Gotcha. That's a good reason. Y'all, I'm trying to be in here all light and breezy with like, Aragon's got dragons and magic. It's cool. And you guys coming in with these serious reasons. All right. Respect. Ooh, Swampinator, you said The Winter People is a horror book that really delves into the concept of the sins of the father. The Winter People is a chilling title. Again, a good reason to say it's your favorite. I also want to shout out here, Casey Woodhall said The Devil's Arithmetic. It was your first introduction to the Holocaust. Whew. Y'all, I feel ill-equipped. I'm coming in here today. Where are we at? I'm coming in here today bringing popcorn fiction. And I'm getting drowned in the literary classics here, the heavy stuff. So hey, shout out. I said your favorite book and why. You're doing it. Thank you. Nightmare said The Count of Monte Cristo because you love the convoluted, interconnected characters and good themes. It's a good reason. It's a good reason right there. I haven't read that one yet, but I hear it's really good. I need to give it a try. Herman Stampfer says it's Asmongold. Y'all, you know what that means. The Asmongold counter climbs yet again. We had a crazy number of Asmongold references last stream. I think we got like 7. So up it goes again. 84 now. Welcome in, Herman. Ghost, you said a land. I asked you why. You said your favorite, and you said a land remembered because as a resident of Florida, it's a historical classic of Florida and its story. Well, Ghost, I am a Floridian as well. At least I was born a Floridian. I'm going to write that down because I would like to read that. A land remembered. All right, it's on the list. I'm not trying to add more to my to be read pile, but y'all are doing it anyway. Sung Moon, another of your faves, is the Warrior Cat series. Only thing you read from 8 to 13. A lot of people shout out Warrior Cats. A lot of people do. I haven't read it myself, but I've heard it's great. I think it kind of fits into the starter fantasy category. I don't know if it's exactly. It is fantasy. It's just not the Aragon or Dragonlance type fantasy. But a lot of people shouting it out. It seems good. I saw another one. Where was it? It just scrolled away. Herman says slightly more handsome and intelligent Asmongold. I appreciate you, buddy. Oh, there it was. James, you said George Orwell's 1984. Oof, another literary pick. Why? Why is it your favorite, though? I gotta know why. Bang Guts, I haven't read Berserk. I've seen a little bit of stuff from it, but I haven't read it yet. All right, I want to give y'all my next one in the list. We're going to get a little bit wacky with this one. This one's a little unfair for me to mention. It's out of print presently, so I'm sorry that you couldn't go grab a copy if you wanted. But this is one of the realest books that I've read. And you know what? It kind of fits the heavier literary themes y'all were bringing in. This is one of my favorite books ever because it has simply the most beautiful prose I've ever heard. And it's just a heartbreaking, brutally true story about poverty, the cycle of poverty, love, heartbreak, and life in post-coal industry Kentucky. And it's really, really good. I regret that it's out of print. I yell at the author on social media frequently to put it back in print. And I'm really hoping one day he's going to listen and do it because it's incredible, and I want y'all to read it. But that's going to be a rare non-fantasy pick for me. That's Appalachian Alchemy by Barlow Adams. Oh, here we go. Alex says The Martian by Andy Weir. It got you back into reading, and you've been into space for a while. Bro, The Martian, so good. Andy Weir has got such a specific recipe, and he makes it fun, right? Reading should be fun, and Andy Weir makes it so fun. His characters are great. Have you read Project Hail Mary as well? Ghost Derek, you said you think Brissinger is better than Aragon because it showed that Aragon wasn't alone. Yeah, a little follow-up there, But you have to read Aragon to appreciate Brissinger, right? I feel like you got to do it in order. Cursed Exile says to you, it's Anubis Gates by Tim Powers, the OG steampunk book. All right, but is it your favorite because it's the OG steampunk book, or is there something else? Delve a little deeper on that. Oh, Cass, you're going to make me try to read Dutch. Oh, no. Die Onnitsenbaren van Frank Nellen is a Dutch book about the Soviet-Ukrainian War, where a boy gets lost. Whew. Heavy picks again. Heavy picks. But why is it your favorite, Cass? Delve into it a little bit. Hey! Jody over on Video App said The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Jody, I was going to mention that as one of my favorites. Why is it? Oh, you said it's your favorite because it's so funny. Yeah, it is very funny. It's just so wacky. Here, we'll go ahead and pull it up here. See if we can get a picture of it. Oh, what cover to choose, though? There's so many covers for it. We'll go with this one. This fits the mood of it. Oh, it's a little bit too small. Hold on, we'll get a bigger one. All right, and that one's too big. Can we get something right in the middle? Can we Goldilocks this? All right, we can zoom. We have the power. Here we go. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Here's a classic cover for it. This one is just so goofy. Actually, you know what? If we go to my backgrounds, hold please. We go here, and we turn on this bad boy. That big gold book, my finger can't reach it because of the cutoff, but the big gold book way up in the top left corner, just out of frame, that is my deluxe edition of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. All 5 books in one, plus a series of short stories, bound with gold leaf and leather. Big fan of it. So anyway, shout out to Hitchhiker's Guide for sure. That is always a popular one for me. And I'm glad you mentioned it, Jody. Alright, so let's see what else we got. Another Neuromancer reference. Okay, Neuromancer getting the love today by William Gibson. Core Gamer Skills says you want an insane character study in a cyberpunk setting. Neuromancer. Okay, thank you. I had asked someone earlier why it was their favorite. I like that answer. Gwen.exe, that's a fun name. You said for you it's a toss-up between Annihilation by Jeff Vandermeer and Memoirs of a Geisha. Or Geisha. So why, though? Why are those your favorite? I know Annihilation has some really good horror in it. And it's set in Florida, so that's 2 bonus points for me. Oh, look at this. Look at this. We got 2 in a row. G.I. J-Spot and the Seth Ward say Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. J-Spot says it led you into your first big setting. Will always be close to your heart. Rock and roll. I like that. There's something to be said for books that have that big, expansive setting. They draw you into a new world, right? That's one of my favorite reasons for reading. So any book that's going to do that, we're in business. All right. Y'all, again, if I miss your answer, please say it again, because I do want to get them all. Goose Magoose said World War Z. You like the geopolitical aspect and the interview style. It is interesting, isn't it? Y'all, if you don't know World War Z, the book, wildly different from the movie. The book is about going around the world and interviewing survivors from the zombie apocalypse and like hearing their stories. What did they experience? How did they survive? And it just tells all these unique little, almost short stories, vignettes of people from all around the world. And like Goose is saying, it's got a great geopolitical aspect to it. That's just a really cool take on zombie apocalypse. Chris Tin says The Suicide Shop. It's like if it's like if the Addams, as in the Addams family, owned a store. Very dark comedy. Ooh, Chris. All right. I'm gonna look into that. It's called The Suicide Shop. That is very up my vibe. Rock and roll. Added to the list. Sad, you said Swan Song by Robert R. McGowan. Just a really good portrayal of human nature during impossible times. Okay. What specifically impossible times? Sad, if you can elaborate for me. We got an answer for Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Okay. But why? But why is it your favorite? I want to explore that. Les, you also said 1984, but again, why? I've had 2 1984 answers, but I want to know what about it? Why is it your favorite? Hey, Eclipse. All right, Eclipse, you're speeding us along here. You said your favorite book so far is the first Jurassic Park book. You're currently reading it. Well, I got something for you here, Eclipse. It was also on my list to bring up today. Jurassic Park's an incredible novel. I think everybody's familiar with the movie. The movie's great. It's a lot of fun. The novel's even better. It's just great. It goes more into the suspense, more into the horror, more into the considerations of the science behind it. It's just awesome. Eclipse, respect, buddy. I appreciate you mentioning that. I was going to get into it. There's a sequel to The Lost World. It's also very good. So if you liked the movies and you want to move a bit into the thriller or tech thriller specific space, Jurassic Park's great. Plus, dinosaurs. You could have just said that was your favorite. That was why it's your favorite. And you know what? That would have been a fully acceptable reason. Thank you for the follows, everybody. And thank you for your answers. I'm having a lot of fun doing this. Just trying out a new format. So again, if I miss yours, please say it again because I want to go through them all. Morton Laurentzen said you look like Asmongold. Folks, we got another one. You know what it means. Asmongold counter goes up again. 85 references on it. Whew. It's going to be a big day when we hit 100. Welcome in, my guy. Uncle James, you said Pirates of Crocodile Swamp. A great story about brotherhood and growing up earlier than you should. Okay. That's a cool name, too. Pirates of Crocodile Swamp. Thank you for elaborating why. I appreciate that. Sounds like a good book to read, especially at like a late teens, maybe early teens age. Hey, Hunger Games aholic, coming in with a not surprising answer. You said Sunrise on the Reaping because it's just peak. My wife read that. She loved it. I believe that was the one she reviewed as absolutely incredible book that I never want to read again because it was so painful. I have to read that one. But, Suzanne Collins is an author that I really respect. She said she only writes books when she has something to say. And it's incredible how not only entertaining her writing is for all of the Hunger Games, but how smart it is. She's a very intelligent woman. And it comes through in the writing. Okay, chat's flying now. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get them all. Kagoy over on Video App said the original Sherlock Holmes stories in their original format and language from the 1880s. Incredibly fun and interesting because they're more adventure books and detective books. Ooh, now that's interesting. So you're saying like a non-updated, like keep the language classic, right? I don't know if I've read them as a non-updated version or not. But that sounds fun. Thank you for explaining why, too. I can get behind that. Singer, you said 107 Days by Kamala Harris because you love her. Okay, but dive a little bit deeper. Give me a little bit more reason why you love it. Here we go. Jernick says, hello, Asmund Silver. I like Foundry Side because of the unique magic system and its good characters. I've heard a lot about Foundry Side. Is that a Bennett book? I feel like I know the author on that one. Foundry Side. Yeah. Jackson Bennett. Robert Jackson Bennett. You said unique magic system and good characters. Look, y'all, sometimes that's all it takes to make a good book. I say all it takes, but that's actually a hard thing to accomplish. And Robert Jackson Bennett's a classic of it. Kenku, you said you love Tolkien. All right. I mean, I agree, but which Tolkien book specifically and why? Jack Ann, you said Anathema by Carrie Lake. It's creepy, complex, morally gray, mentally strong female main character, and deep themes. These are good reasons. Jack Ann. Also, Anathema is a creepy title. I like it, though. Rock and roll. And, hey, y'all, we're going to need to give a shout-out to Jack Ann there in chat. Her book, let me pull it up here. Let me grab it. We'll go to this scene. Shout-out to Jack Ann. Her book, Fall to Shadow, is in the 11th annual self-published fantasy blog-off. So, y'all, fingers crossed, send her some good vibes. Hopefully it goes well. There'll be some pretty esteemed book reviewers reading it. And let's hope that they like what they see and put her on through to the next round. So fingers crossed for her, y'all. We'll cheer for our hometown hero right now in Jack Ann. Hope it goes well for you. Jack Ann, we're all pulling for you. Get the win for us. Okay, Matthew, you said Big Sur by Jack Kerouac. He's a classic. It's really down-to-earth portrayal. It's a really down-to-earth portrayal of alcoholism. Okay, good author to write that too. That's kind of not alcoholism specifically. I feel like that sounds insulting. What I mean to say is Jack Kerouac digs into themes like that frequently. That kind of falls into the category of an author who has something to say, right? I appreciate that a lot. Buzzy Buzzy on Video App says Carl Hyacin adult novels like Fever Beach or Squeeze Me, Bad Monkey, etc. All because they are crazy. And hey, shout out to Carl Hyacin, another Florida product coming onto the scene, putting some crazy ideas out there. I can agree. His books are very crazy. You never know where they're going to go. They're pretty fun. Maximus asked, do I prefer holding a physical book or reading off a phone tablet? Definitely physical book. I have a lot of paperbacks. It's wasteful because ebooks are so much cheaper and so much easier to store, but you can't beat the feel of paper, man. I love it. What I like to do is I buy a book and read it, and if I love it, I'll keep it on my bookshelf. If I don't, I'll donate it to, a little library or something like that. Because that way I get to read paper books and pass them along. All right, let me go to my next one on my list that I'm going to shout out. Y'all, I'm honestly shocked that it hasn't been mentioned yet. Terry Pratchett. How we got no love for Terry Pratchett that I've seen in chat yet? Y'all, fantasy, classic, funny, moving, intelligent, social commentary without beating you over the head with it. Just in a sensible way that makes you, understand very different people. Incredible. All wrapped up in an adventure book that's just goofy. Anything by Pratchett's an absolute win. I can't say enough. Terry Pratchett, absolutely up there on my faves of all time. Dude just doesn't miss. Every book's great. It's more wacky than the last, and yet somehow full of heart and understanding. Insane. Aristophore, you said Discworld goes hard. Yeah, it does, man. Yeah, it does. Oh, Geeb the Wolf You said fave book is The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. You even have a tattoo of it. Rock and roll, man. But there's two parts to this question. It's favorite book and why. You got a tattoo of it, so you like this thing, so delve into it a little bit. Tell me why. Cass, you said Cohen Campioen. I think that's Dutch again. By Fred Dix is a book of the beginning of 2000 about soccer and friendship in your teen years. Okay, but why is it your favorite? What about it do you love? Sparky Ford, you said Stranger in a Strange Land. Time Enough for Love by Robert Heinlein. But why are they your favorites? I want to explore why. What is it you really like about it? Tim Paka, with a lot of A's, says, I have a lot of books, but how do I start reading every day? I feel like I only read when I get DPAM. I don't know what that means. It's about just taking a little bit of time for it and work, kind of easing into it. It's a routine that you have to build, and it's just so easy to just scroll on your phone, watch Netflix or something. Like, those are very easy ways to entertain yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. Go for it if you want. But I think reading is just about, like, start with like a couple pages a day, right? Find sometime you got 5 minutes to sit down and read, and the goal is just to find a book that you like, and then that reading time is going to grow. You're going to spend more time doing what you enjoy. And my favorite thing about reading is there's just stories for everybody out there. You can scroll the Netflix catalog and find a lot of good stuff, but eventually you're going to be like, I've run out of stuff in this specific niche that I enjoy. Books, there's always more out there. There's always more of them. Bang Guts says you need to read Poison by Chris Wooding. It's kind of like fantasy. But why is it your favorite? Give me a little bit more about it. Like here, I Like Unicorns says Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I love the series because of the really complex protagonist. My niece or cousin, my cousin loves that series as well. I think we just bought her a special edition of it for Christmas. You love it because of the really complex protagonist. Okay, that's a good reason. It's hard to write complex protagonists, man. That's a delicate balance. But Maas is up there with the best, right? There it is. Chloe, you said The Lightning Thief. It set off my Percy Jackson and Greek mythology hyperfixation. Yeah, gotta love a little Percy Jackson, man. Again, one of those starter kind of reads. I feel like, for like a middle grade to young adult audience, those are so important to get people into reading early on. And Riordan just does it so well with Percy Jackson. It's just so accessible. I went back and reread book 1 recently, man, and it's just so good. What an absolute wonderful start. Magister 187, you said I look like Asmongold if he actually went the long route to becoming a good person. Well, thank you. I'll take it as a compliment. I appreciate it. And chat, at this point, you know what it means. The Asmongold counter goes up again. Oh, not 861, 86. We got 2 or 3 references today. We're climbing up. Username is just 2 symbols, but you said Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. But my friend, why? Elaborate. I want to know more. Geeb the Wolf, you said, I think I asked you why your book was the favorite. You said it tackles mental health issues, plus the complex characters and unique magic and world building. And remind me what the title was. I blanked on it, I'm sorry. Going through a lot of them here. Zahid, you said your favorite book is Paper Towns by John Green. That's the second person to mention John Green today. You said the storytelling's amazing. Hey, he does well. He does very well for himself. That man can spin a yarn and sell a book. And so you're saying it's because of his storytelling. All right. And you asked me what one of my favorites are? All right, well, I've been going through them. I got a couple queued up in the background. I kicked it off with Aragon. As my fantasy starter favorite. Very approachable. Really captures this wonderful sense of adventure and a big world out there. And I think it's a 2-parter answer. I think if you like Aragon, you should check out Ascendant. It's more recent than Aragon, and it's the first book that I've read since Aragon that really recaptured those feelings for me in a great way. So I've said Aragon, I've said Ascendant. Another classic, you got to go with Dragonlance. It's just the starter fantasy essential. It's super approachable. It's super light reading. But a new one on my list. We recently said Terry Pratchett. I'm going to jump us up to something a little bit different. Everlost. You said you've read Ascendant, and it was such a good book. You loved it. Hey, rock on, man. It's good, right? Ascendant's really good. It's like... This is going to be a bad description, but what I was thinking when I was reading it was it's like Aragon meets like Starship Troopers, which to me is just a dream combo. I love the bad guys in that book. The Swarm is just so cool. Such a cool concept. Anyway, the next one I was going to mention, we talked about Terry Pratchett. Here's a sleeper pick for me, y'all. I bet a lot of folks haven't heard of this one. Gil's All-Fright Diner by A. Lee Martinez. Try to give him... There, you can see the name right there. This one is more urban fantasy, but set in like rural desert countryside. This is a good pick. It's almost like Lovecraftian. I'd say it's Terry Pratchett if you wrote Lovecraft. It's really good. Very funny. One of my first introductions to like urban fantasy with a comedic twist to it. It's like Supernatural but more comedy. It was a very fun read. Highly recommend Gil's All-Fright Diner. But let me get back to your answers. Username is just a heart emoji. I think it's a heart. No, is it a triangle? It's like a triangle. You said my favorite book is A Psalm for the Wild-Built. It's a sci-fi that makes me feel really hopeful. That's a good reason. Hopeful is a nice thing to feel from a book. I think at our core, human nature, we read to feel certain ways. Generally, that's to feel happy, to have a good time. Sometimes it's because we want to be sad, but hopeful is a nice thing to take from a book. So respect, Psalm for the Wild-Built. All right. Vern, or Vern, not sure how you pronounce it. I have read all of A Song of Ice and Fire. Good books, love them. Raymond Rapids said Words of Radiance for obvious reasons. But, my friend, tell me your favorite book and why. Why is it your favorite? What are these obvious reasons? Nunya says Orson Scott Card's a rough author, but Ender's Game is my favorite. The sci-fi, the psychology. Fully agree on every count. Hard to be an Orson Scott Card fan in the modern era, but his books are still pretty good, especially Ender's Game. It's very readable. Great twists in it. Just a great standout series. Reluctant Wombat, you said, any advice for someone trying to be a screenwriter? So I don't know much about screenwriting. I got a friend here in town that's a screenwriter, but I think as someone who's not knowledgeable in screenwriting, I would be surprised if you couldn't progress in it the same way you do in writing to be an author, which is simply consuming tons of the chosen media. For me, that's reading a lot of books. For you, I suppose watching a lot of movie and or reading a lot of scripts for those movies. And then just writing your own scripts over and over and over again. Just always be working on the next one. You're just going to get better and better as you go. I promise. From what I know of screenwriting, it is similar to writing in that you get better with practice. So I would say watch a lot of movies, read the scripts that accompany them, and then work on your own. Maybe short films instead of full movies. It's the beautiful thing about writing. You get better just by doing it, just by practicing. And for people like me that prize hard work over intelligence, that's a beautiful thing. Jonathan said The Man Who Lived in Inner Space is your favorite book for the Leviathan themes and heartstring pulling. Okay, rock on. Who's that by, Jonathan? I like that though. Leviathan themes. Ooh, creepy. Valiol Fish said Thrawn because of the strategy. Okay, Valia, you're going to have to go into that a bit more, because now I have not read the Thrawn books. For those that don't know, this is a trilogy, I believe, in the Star Wars universe, following a genius Imperial officer. I've not read them, but I get them recommended all the time. So Valiol, tell us why you love those books. Like, go into it a little bit, because I hear a lot of praise for them. Lebsy said Dungeon Crawler Carl, another DCC reference. No surprise there. You said you're on book 6 and you love the world it builds. It feels so great. And of course, it's by Matt Dinneman. Our other DCC answer was because it feels immature and goofy on the surface, and then it's got this darkness beneath it that kind of bubbles up and makes it really serious. It's a wonderful mix of comedy with a little bit of horror looming in the background. Hey, Aristophane. You said back to Terry Pratchett. Thud's your favorite. A classic Terry Pratchett book. Particularly because you love the scene where the main character reads, "Where's my cow?" to his son. That's another thing that Terry Pratchett does well, right? Making his adventure protagonists still have like a family and people they care about and like making time for them. think that's really good and important. Hey, Paleo Titan, you said your personal favorite is Jurassic Park. Well, let's pull it back up. We covered it earlier. It was one of my personal favorites as well. You said it's yours because you grew up with dinosaurs. It's good, right? Look, if you're a dinosaur fan, I feel like you're into this at least movie. If not, you should definitely check out the book. It's very good. Modi, Harold and the Purple Crown, because it was your favorite book as a kid and now your son loves it too. Man, that's a good reason. That's a good, real reason. I love that, man. My mom would be very happy to see that answer. It's probably her favorite book because it was my favorite book as a kid. That's a fun book, right? I mean, capturing that sense of adventure I've been talking about, I feel like that book does it really well, even for a kid's book. Nayad said, The Beginning After the End by an author named Turtleem. It is a very cool take on reincarnation. You're the second one to say that today. Is it lit RPG or progression fantasy? I feel like it's in there. It's definitely got like a web novel vibe to it from what people have said. Paleo Titan, what's my favorite dinosaur? I like Dilophosaurs. They're definitely up there. Yeah, I'd probably go with that. I saw a Pokemon recently that it looks like it does like the lizard neck thing, and I instantly loved it because it reminded me of Dilophosaurus. C said The Humans by Matt Haig. It's so fun to see humans from the viewpoint of an alien. From the viewpoint of an alien. Okay, that could be cool. Is it sci-fi, I'm assuming? See? But yeah, that's a fun reason to like it. That's part of why we read, right? The different perspectives. Seeing things from a viewpoint that you have not experienced or would not experience. Beautiful thing about storytelling. Seussman! Oh, Rafi's gonna love this. You said The Phantom Tollbooth because you find the bits of philosophy. You find new bits of philosophy every time you reread it. Yeah, rock on, man. Rafi, regular in chat here. Big Phantom Tollbooth fans. We got two of them hanging out. Let's check video app. Vernie says, hey, you're the guy who's making a map. I found you again. Yes, sir. Y'all, if you don't know, every Friday we make fantasy maps on stream like these. So Fridays, we're going to be coming, or this Friday, 2 days from now, we'll be coming back and working on the map some more. Welcome back, Vernie. Sir Paint on video app as well says, my favorite Halloween book would have to be Star Wars Red Harvest. It's an older Star Wars Legends book. I've listened to it every year around Halloween time. It's just a great, scary story. Interesting. A scary Star Wars story. Now, I have never heard of something like that. That sounds cool, man. Paint, thank you for mentioning that, dude. It was Red Harvest. Ooh, it's an ominous title when you consider it in that light as well. Thank you for the follows, everybody. I appreciate that. I appreciate you being here with me to kick off our Wednesday. Let's see what else we got. Oh, Nayad, you answered my question about what was it? I'm blanking on the title now, and that's a shame. It was the web novel one. I really want to get the title there. It was Before the End, I think it was. I can't find it scrolling back in the chat. But you said yes, it is a web novel. It was a web novel. It's probably a full book now. Starts as progression fantasy, but swaps to something extremely unique. Rock on, man. Thank you for following up. Easy. You said The Perks of Being a Wallflower is your favorite book because you were 15 and sad when you read it, and so was Charlie. So you related to the main character. That's a good reason. I like that. I know a lot of people like that book, so I'm glad to see it mentioned here. It would have been a shame to get through the stream without it. Let's see. The Beginning After the End, Nayad. Thank you. That is the name of the web novel we were just talking about. Here's a cool one. No username, but you said my fave book is Fazbear Fright's graphic novel collection, volume 5. So I'm assuming that's based on Five Nights at Freddy's, right? Especially from your avatar. I didn't know there was a graphic novel for that. Sick, man. Why is it your favorite, though? Give me a little more on it, right? I want to delve into why you like it. Nunya says, Gregor the Overlander, one of Suzanne Collins' earlier works, was amazing to read for the adventure. I've heard so many good things about that. And, you know, in all these books that people keep bringing up, me included, adventure is a big one. I think that's a really core storytelling element that it's difficult to capture, right? If you're looking at it from a writing perspective, you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to send my characters on an adventure. But there's more to an adventure than just going somewhere and doing something. There's this intangible quality that's difficult to capture. And some books just do it really well. You know it when you see it. That's all I'll say. It's super cool when you're just on board for that adventure. All right, let me give you. I'm down to my last 2, I think, for my list here. No, last one. So here's the last one of my prep books. I'll do a quick review on my own answers to this. I said Aragon, and if you like Aragon, you want to age it up a little bit. Ascendant, Songs of Chaos, Book 1. Great new entry in the Dragon Rider genre. It's very good. Someone did perceptively point out, yes, the dragon is blind. That is a plot point, a big plot point. Dragons of Autumn Twilight. I don't know why my first 3 are all dragon-based. I'm not that big a fan of dragons, but look, it's a classic book. Classic fantasy. Again, Raymond D. Feist. This is a great one. This is all early starter fantasy, I think. Then I said the sadly out-of-print Appalachian Alchemy. Y'all, I'm yelling at the author to put it back into print. We're going to get it done someday. It's a beautiful book. I'll bring it up again when it's back in print. It's a wonderful book. But my last entry for the day, for me, Best Served Cold by Joe Abercrombie. Following the fantasy through line that we've been on. Everything else I've done has been hopeful, happy, kind of light intro fantasy. This is like a gritty heist story or a gritty revenge story. And I've asked, why are they your favorite books? So this is my favorite book because the characters are just insanely good. I talk a lot about positive change character arcs on this stream, where characters start here, they have a flaw that holds them back, and they get better and they improve as the book goes on. This book is a rare example of negative change character arcs done well. I love the characters. They're wonderful to follow. They get worse. The events of the story make them worse people, most of them, and yet you're enraptured for the whole way through. It's really interesting. Incredibly hard to do. So there's my last one. If you want to love some absolutely downright morally gray to just bad characters, Joe Abercrombie will make you fall in love with them for sure. Vernie, over on Video App, you said, I recall my favorite book being Black Beauty as a kid. In my adult years, I read manga more than regular books, so not sure they count. Yeah, they count, Vernie. You can give me your favorite manga. I don't know. What's the correct pronunciation? I'm not sure. You can give me your favorite one of those for sure. Sir Paint on Video App as well. You said there's also Death Troopers, which is set in the timeline of the Star Wars movies. Red Harvest is like Old Republic era. Okay, so you're following up on another Star Wars read of yours. You said you're also definitely adding Ascendant and Best Served Cold. Rock on. You should, man. They're really good. Grant, you said Harry Potter is your favorite because it first got you into actual reading. Cheers to that, man. There's something, look, I love like adult fantasy as much as anybody, but there's just something magical about those books that get people into reading. And Harry Potter's definitely one of those. Current nonsense with the author aside that is absolutely disappointing, the books still stand up. Not that I'll be sending any more money her way. Hey, Evie the Pocket Monster, you said you just finished The Devils by Joe Abercrombie, and it's so good. It is, right? I'm actually reading it now. It's out of reach, but I got like a collector's edition of it that I'm reading. It's a good book. Another Joe Abercrombie classic. But, Evie, it's what's your favorite book and why? So, tell me why. Why do you like it? Sayonara, or Saran, is like a spelling of like sayonara, or no, I'm reading that wrong. I don't know. Sui Nora, maybe. I'm so sorry. That was horrible. I'm sure I just butchered your name down to nothing but shreds. I'm sorry. Feel free to tell me how to say it phonetically if you want. I apologize that I'm terrible about that. But on Video App, you said Wriggly Little Hands is another favorite of yours. It got you back into reading and you laughed on the first page. Oh, that's Sung Moon on Video App. Okay. Well, I'll call you Sung. Thank you for saying that, y'all. Sung is shouting out my own book, Wriggly Little Hands, which I appreciate that. I'm glad it got you back into reading, man. When people say stuff like that, it's like you're happy about it, but you don't fully process it until later. It's a powerful thing to say. I appreciate that, Sung. I really do. And y'all, if you want to check it out, it's linked in the bio. It's one of my books. If you don't know, I am a full-time author. So these are some of my books. They're all linked in my bio. If you want to give them a read, I'd sure appreciate it. It's how I make my living, writing and selling these bad boys. So thank you very much if you check them out. I appreciate you. Let's see. A lot of comments. I'm trying to get them, but they're moving. Bad Bless said, my current favorite book is Ink and Sigil because of the concept of casting spells with enchanted ink. That's a cool concept. I kind of want to know more about that right off the bat, Bad Bless. Feel free to tell me more. That alone, that kind of hook, kind of made me want to look into it. I do not need more books to read right now, but maybe one more? I like that, though. You said the concept of casting spells with enchanted ink got you into it. That kind of goes to the originality department of like world building, essentially. There are different things that hook people on books, and world building can be a very powerful one. I talked about adventure and that sense of adventure earlier. World building is another one that goes hand in hand with that. And if you can get both of those in there, doing good. Okay, I've seen this mentioned a couple times. Sid says Red Rising. It's phenomenal. But if we're talking your first love, it'd be the Warrior Cat series. Hey, another shout out for Warrior Cats. A lot of Warrior Cats today, a lot of Red Rising series. But Sid, give me the why on why Red Rising. Cody, from you, it was the Aragon series. It was the book, you said, all caps. You love the depth of characters and the development, too. Rock and roll. Hey, we'll pull it back up because it was one of my favorites as well. I kicked off stream talking about it. It's just got something special to it. It's not the deepest story. It's not the most original story. But it sure is fun. It sure does capture a wonderful sense of adventure. And for a lot of folks, it was their first introduction to fantasy, which is a beautiful thing. So here's to Aragon. Thank you, Paulini. JP Bryan says, right now I've really been enjoying Brandon Sanderson's works because of his depth of world building. I hear that a lot. I hear about the world building from Sanderson. He's very good at that. And his plot, right? His Sanderlanche, they call it, as everything builds to a head and then one big climactic finale. It's pretty rock and roll, man. I respect it. And his work pace as well. Jack Ann, coming in with a heavy one again. You said Night by Elie Wiesel is phenomenal. Memoir of a child's experience at a World War II camp. Yeah, is it Wiesel? It's one of those names that I've not pronounced out loud too much, but he has written a ton of meaningful stories like that and done a lot of speaking on it. Good mention. Appreciate that. I live for soju. Says Magic Treehouse is dope. Yeah, it is, man. Oh, I haven't thought about Magic Treehouse in a minute. What a good series. Those are great books. I read so many of those. Soju, you got to pick one, though. What's your favorite Magic Treehouse book, and tell me why. I want to know why. Grant, you said they need to redo the Aragon movie as it was poorly done compared to the book. Preach it. Full agree. Right there with you. Right there with you. Let's see. Big Bick Energy says Contact, but why? Why is it your favorite, my guy? Shy Brisket. It's a fun name. You said Heaven's Official Blessing. I love the main character. He somehow feels so real. It's so happy but tragic too. Okay. I like that. A couple that kind of fit into the category we've had today of books that make people feel good despite being sad. It's a difficult thing to achieve. I don't know how to do it. Yeah, I don't know how to do it, but I respect the authors that can pull it off. Zombie D Monkey said Apropos of Nothing by Peter David. I love it because it's a parody of the hero's journey. Hey, we love a good parody here. A parody of the hero's journey, huh? All right, I'll be down for that. That sounds good. What else we got going in here? Grab our last few ones. Oh, we got another Asmongold comment. Didn't one of the mods pin that for me because I missed it? All right, folks. Up it goes again. The Asmongold counter going up to 7. 87. There we go. Hey, welcome in, my guy. We're getting close to 90, and we're gonna get 100, and we're gonna have to celebrate. I don't know what we're gonna do. We're gonna celebrate somehow. Let's see. Gerald says Helldivers and Extinction series by Nicholas Sansbury Smith. Best post-apocalyptic writing. Okay, so that's the why for you. One What about the writing though? Like best writing's a little general. Give me a little more specific. I want to, sell us on why you love it, right? Same for you, Gabby. You said Will of the Many, which is a book I see mentioned a lot, but I want the why. I want the why. We've gone through all of mine. I expended my list, y'all. But what's one I want to? I want to shout out again. Let's see. I want to give some more love towards Ascendant. This book really hit me in a way I did not expect, man. I hadn't read like a Dragon Rider fantasy book since Aragon, essentially. And this thing just like made me go, why aren't there more of these now? Let's bring it back. So yeah, definitely want to shout out this one as reigniting my love of that genre that had been gone for a little while. Bad Bless, you said Ink and Sigil is a fantasy novel featuring a magician who must solve his apprentice's death. He also deals with a curse that makes people hate him. And you said it deals with casting spells via enchanted ink, which is a really cool concept. Okay, rock on. We talked about the world building of that being a good draw. I appreciate it. Oh, and Gerald, you answered my question on why it's your favorite book. You said he can really paint the scene in his writing. You can feel the emotions through the characters. Now, that's an important one. We've talked about adventure, world building, something that's beautiful and tragic at the same time. We haven't talked about characters too much today, but that's another one. I'll call it the fourth one in that category of like big things that really can hook a reader. Is making the characters feel realized, making us sympathize with them. That's a powerful thing to do. So any author that achieves that, man, that's another secret, I suppose, of good stories. G. Jim said, do you yourself ever imagine you'll achieve Tolkien level status? I couldn't possibly aspire to achieve Tolkien level. I will settle for, we'll say Stephen King. How's that? If I can get Stephen King status, I will be happy forever. That being said, currently, I am making enough to survive as an author full-time. That makes me very happy. I'd like to get beyond it. I'd like to grow more. So, hey guys, if you want to help me achieve that, here's my books. Give them a look. They're all linked in my bio. I'd love for you to find your next read in one of them. If you got any questions about them, I'm always happy to answer. But like I said, they're all linked in my bio, so if you want to check them out, I would appreciate it. And maybe the next time we do this, we'll get a couple more answers of one of these in there, huh? Maybe I'm asking too much there. Let's see. Russian, you said, are my books on Audible? They are. All of them are audiobooks, ebooks, and paperbacks. So any format you want, they're there. Iris, you said The Enchanted Forest Chronicles by Patricia Frederick. Amazing alt fairy tale, teen/young adult. Rock and roll, man. That's a good reason. I've not heard of that. The Enchanted Forest Chronicles. Sounds fun, though. Alt fairy tale. That's kind of cool. I'm into it. And Neil, thank you for the gifts, my guy. I appreciate you. You know what? We got a little tradition around here. If you give a gift, you get a gift. So you know what? You gave a gift. You get a gift. These two are yours now. Enjoy the goblins. They will live in your house. They will cause an absolute mess. And they have a penchant for starting fires, so I apologize, but your smoke alarms are probably going to be going off nonstop. It'll be worth it, though. Probably. Maybe. Definitely. Apex Nunez says Flight by Sherman Alexie. The many plot twists and meaningful hidden moments are what make you love it. Okay. That's good. Talked about plot earlier. Plot twist, meaningful hidden moments or hidden reveals. I guess that kind of fits plot twist, but it's different. It's more of a payoff to a plot twist, I suppose. Really just leans into the plot aspect of why a book would be good. Rock and roll, man. Raffi, you said, have I ever thought about making limited release hardcover editions of my books? Not seriously, simply because I know that you need to have a certain level of sales to make that work. And I just am not selling the numbers that would be necessary to make that worth it. One day I'd love to. But also, guys, I would be happy to do like limited edition special versions of my books, but I really am a big believer in the mass market paperback, the cheap, affordable, easy to read book, and I want to keep mine more towards that. I want them to be like airport books that you pick up, you can shove it in your pocket, you read it while you're traveling, you have a good time. Like no great literary classics, just fun stuff. And I feel like one of mine would really have to break through a big barrier and sell a lot of copies to get the like special edition, you know. But it would be an honor. I'd appreciate it. Marcre Muto on Video App says The Stand by Stephen King. I hear a lot about that one. You said you're getting into mystery and thriller. Do I have any recs? In mystery and thriller, I mean, if you want the classic, for me, thriller rec, let's go here. It's not Ascendant. That's just what's up on screen. Here we go. This is one of my favorite thrillers, man. People don't think of it as a thriller, but that's because they've only seen the movie. Read the book. It's pretty creepy. It's pretty thrilling. And it's kind of similar to a Stephen King vibe. I almost said Stephen Pratchett, which would be a really ungodly combination of Terry Pratchett and Stephen King. I do want to see what that would create, though. But yeah, that'd be my thriller rec. It's a great book. Bad Bless, you said another of your favorites is King in Yellow because of the concept of cursed play driving people mad. Huh. That's kind of creepy. King in Yellow. I feel like that's familiar to me. I know I haven't read it, but I feel like we might have covered that, viewed the cover on one of these streams or done the opening lines or something. Oh yeah, Rafi, that's a good one too for Mark over on Video App. Rafi, you said James Patterson has great thriller mystery novels. Like Along Came a Spider. So there you go, Mark. Rafi's giving you a rec there, and that's actually a good one. Patterson, that's a good pull. I should have gone with that. Rock on, Mark. Thanks for stopping by, man. You have a good day too. Oh, Sung, I'm sorry that you didn't bring Wrigley with you. That's a shame. That'd be lovely. That'd be a good vacation read. Jack Ann, you said, what factors play into books being my favorite? Here, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the question because we're going to wrap up here in a few minutes. So we'll just talk to you for a minute here. I think what makes what puts a book into favorite category for me is an intangible quality. It's an intangible, right? There are aspects we've talked about: sense of adventure, depth of characters, good plot twists, good world building. These are almost intangible qualities because you can do them technically to a T. You can do them the correct way, and they still might not have that magic. And I don't know quite how you make that magic. But I think that is what elevates a book to favorite status for me. And that's just a hard thing to achieve. And the only way to do that, I think, is just through passion. You just got to have a lot of fun with what you're doing and believe in it. And I think it'll kind of take care of itself. But what about you, Jack Ann? I'm turning the question back on you. Give me your answer to that. Neil, you said, how long have I been writing? I have been writing since 2018 professionally. I guess actually 2016 I started ghostwriting for publishers. 2018 I debuted with my first book, Warden, right down here. And I've been writing full-time since then. And yeah, here's a lot of my books. Feel free to check them out. I would appreciate it. Ed Velios said you got to wake up earlier in the morning. Hey man, that's why the coffee's going strong here, because 6 a.m. rolls around and I'm dead. But get that coffee pot going. We get here on time. But hey man, you know how it is. If you go to my YouTube account, all these streams are recorded there, and you can watch the playback, so you can get all the action in replay. It's recording there now, and as soon as I stop streaming, you'll be able to watch it as a video. Ronnie, what's up? I might have missed you when you slipped in, but good to see you. Hope your week's going good. You said, can I imagine all the characters in Jurassic Park books as Jeff Goldblum? You can. It would just be wildly wrong. Crichton didn't write Malcolm the way that Jeff Goldblum interpreted him. I love Goldblum's interpretation, but Malcolm is quite different in the book. He's a little more of an actually character, which is kind of annoying. I think Goldblum's interpretation was way better. Amy said, what was my favorite series when I was younger? Let's go over to here again. I'm going to pull up, when I was younger, I think it's this. I think it's Dragonlance. I went deep into Dragonlance, read a lot of books back in the day in this series, and it really just kind of set me down the right path in fantasy. So that's going to be my answer there. What was yours? And Jackie Ann, you replied to my question. I asked you what makes a book your favorite, and you said you agree with the intangible. Themes that reach into subtexts that are powerful enough to stain memory. Ooh, I like that, stain memory. Yeah, it's intangible. The things that elevate a book to favorite status are hard to quantify, but you know them when you see it, right? Sammy said, who do you rep and take from who sponsors me? Don't have any sponsors, and I don't really represent anyone aside from me, I suppose. My books, and just hanging out here with y'all. Which, by the way, I guess it's a good moment to say, y'all, if you don't know me, I'm author Alex Knight. I write full-time. Selling those books is how I stay alive. I stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Mondays we do Q&A. I answer any questions you got about the publishing industry, writing, books, etc. Wednesdays are a wild card. We do stuff like this, or I have y'all tell me your favorite books. We go and read the opening lines, and I kind of break them down from an author's perspective of why are they good, what is the writing doing in those opening lines. And then on Fridays we make fantasy maps. So y'all, that's going to be my next stream this week. Come on back on Friday. We're going to be making a fantasy map. We're working on... it's not in the graphic. We're working on a new one. It's looking beautiful, though. I'm excited to get back to it. Nope. You said if a book can grab a non-reader. Oh, is that you're saying that's what makes it a favorite for you? Is if a book can grab a non-reader. It's true. Really, really good books will kind of grab anybody that dives into them. Or at least most people. Because it is still art, and art is subjective. Tab, you asked if I'm self-published. I'm a hybrid author. I have some self-published work. Most of mine is through small publishers or deals with like Audible or Podium or whatnot. So I really do run the gamut. The only thing I'm not is like traditionally published in that I don't have a literary agent, but I still have deals with big publishers like Audible and stuff. So really hybrid is the best way to describe it. Kind of run the gamut. Advelios, you said the Night Angel trilogy got you into reading. The Nevernight trilogy kept me reading and still does. Hey, rock on. Rock on, dude. I like that, kept me reading. That's what I want to hear. Oh, and Jake Hartman tuning in over on Video App, my guy. Welcome in, buddy. You said you already know I'm going to talk about Gene Wolfe when anyone gives me the opportunity. Book of the New Sun's fantastic. Hartman, you would have enjoyed it earlier, man. Someone else mentioned it in chat as their favorite. But I need the why. Jake, I need the why. Tell me why it's your favorite. Ghost, I have not gotten around to reading Murtaugh yet. I really want to. I have let's pull it up. I have a to-be-read list that I got to tackle first. So if you guys look at that shelf right in there, that plus Spillover You Can't See are my to-be-read pile. And my goal for 2026 is to get through those in the first half of the year. I've been making some good progress on it, but we got some more work to do before I can add more books. That being said, I did buy 2 more books this week, so shame on me. So it goes. We're going to get there. I'm going to do some serious reading this year. So yeah, everybody, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you for joining me today. I appreciate you being here. It is truly an honor and a privilege that y'all join me when I go live. I really appreciate it. I never take it for granted. And I appreciate all your answers today. That was a fun little exploration of why we love our favorite books. What do we like about it? And I guess in summary, the kind of the 4 big themes I saw were great characters, good plot twists, great world building, and that like sense of adventure. Just kind of like getting you excited for the story. So maybe those are the takeaways from stream, if there are any takeaways. Either way, folks, if you've enjoyed the stream, please give me a follow so I can catch you on the next one. As a reminder, Friday is our next stream, and we will be here at 7 a.m. Central Time to make fantasy maps live on stream. I'm excited for it. That's my favorite stream of the week. It's just lovely to do some art on stream. So make sure you come back for that one. Jake Hartman, you answered my question about why A Book of the New Sun is your favorite. And you said it's one of those great stories that you can only see after the whole thing's done, and you reread it again. I still think about parts and scenes all these years later. Okay, so really good story. It's kind of what you're boiling it down to. A message that stays with you. I think that enters that intangible quality that we were talking about. Intangible territory. Rock on, Jake. I appreciate it, buddy. Everybody, Thank you for being here. Like I said, if you had a good time, give me a follow. I'll catch you on the next one. I want to see you back as we do some map making. But as always, thank you to Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.com for the use of his songs Farm, Manor, Cottage, and Northern Glade, which have been playing in the background today. I'll turn it up a little bit for the end here. As well, a very special thank you to community member Raffi the Engineer, who made our 5th song, Midnight at the Round Table. Raffi composed and produced that stream just for stream. Song just for stream. There we go. Too many S words. Thank you, Raffi. I appreciate it, my guy. I try to use it as my opening music every day. It's in the rotation and, it mixes through, but I think it's the perfect stream start song. As always, a shout out to my excellent moderators for keeping chat under control, but a shout out to chat for not needing much keeping under control. Y'all bring a good energy and I appreciate it. Nonetheless, thank you to Raffi the Engineer, Melissa Lee 28, One Happy Harpy, the Seth Ward, other name wasn't available, aka Slendy, Leisha T, and Aaron Winnick. I appreciate y'all volunteering your time. You don't got to do that, but you do out of the kindness of your heart. Thank you very much, y'all. Anyway, y'all, that's going to do it for me today. So I'm going to say thank you very much for being here. I got to get to writing so I can get some more books out there. I will catch you on Friday for Fantasy Map Friday. It's going to be good. Until then, y'all have a good Wednesday, a great Thursday, and be excellent to each other. I'll see you next time. Peace out, folks. Oh, my button didn't work. Peace out, folks.